After the untimely passing of Vice President Biden's son, Beau Biden, Sarah Palin offered condolences, writing online, "Our family's prayers are with the Biden family tonight on the loss of their son, brother, husband, and father, Beau Biden. He was a veteran of the Iraq War and was awarded the Bronze Star in recognition of his service and continued his service in public office as well. We enjoyed the short time we got to spend with his beautiful family during the VP debate in 2008. Rest in peace, Beau." Palin also included a verse from the Bible, Psalm 18:2. "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield, and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold." Biden was laid to rest this past weekend. It's been 71 years since D-Day, and Governor Palin made a powerful statement on Facebook, writing, quote, "On the 71st anniversary of D-Day, may God bless our greatest generation for the sacrifices they made for our freedom. Please take some time today to reflect on their courage. Thank a World War II vet and listen to their stories. Tell your kids the story of D-Day. Watch The Longest Day or Band of Brothers, or simply say a prayer in gratitude for the tens of thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice that day in order to liberate an entire continent from evil," unquote. The governor then included a quote from President Reagan from remarks that Reagan delivered on June 6, 1984, the 40th anniversary of D-Day. Reagan saying, "We will always remember, we will always be proud, we will always be prepared, so we may always be free." Looking for a new book or movie? Governor Palin has you covered, recommending Taya Kyle's book. For a very good summer read, Palin said, please get Taya Kyle's wonderful book, American Wife. Her personal story connects deeply with the experiences of many military families. It puts things in perspective and reminds us of the enormous sacrifices made for our freedom. The book powerfully combines tragedy that touched a nation with an ongoing personal hope-filled outcome based on Taya's faith. And bluntly, the beautiful widow of American sniper Chris Kyle also awakens us to the lessons in the adage, don't sweat the small stuff. Great job, Taya. We love you. And Palin also gives a big thumbs up to a new film, saying if you need some spirit-lifting, all-American true storytelling, watch the great new movie McFarlane USA. Granted, my favorite movies are sports-related. It's all about the underdog, the unconventional, the character revealed and overcomers. And I found this one on an Alaskan red-eye flight to be one of the best. Rarely do I want to sit long enough to watch a movie, though I could recline for days with a good book in the sun, toes in the sand. That'd be my heaven on earth. But I'm thankful Disney made this one. Palin continues, perhaps this cross-country themed film resonated because sweat is my sanity. I've been a slow, dogged distance runner for more miles than my enduring knees owe me. I'm not good, but I know the guts it takes to run. Additionally, attribute my enthusiasm here to personal connectivity to the inspiring film, because every day I get to witness the positive influence my dad, Coach Heath, has had on his students and athletes. Without a doubt, the life lessons Dad taught on the court, the field, and in the classroom changed lives for the better. Filmmakers and the actor Kevin Costner grandly captured the same in McFarlane's Coach White. White and his team's stories exemplify what coaching with integrity is all about. You don't have to be a sweat-obsessed sports nut to love this movie. It's all good with virtuous tenacity woven through a plot that's applicable to all our lives. Loved it. Makes me want to run. To see any of the governor's posts in their entirety, visit Sarah Palin's Facebook page, follow her on Twitter at Sarah Palin USA, and head to sarahpalinchannel.com.
Now, the Palin Update with Kevin Scholla presents Liberty and Legacy. Here's Tamara Kolbert.
Operation Neptune, also known as D-Day, one of the most important days in America's history. The hours of Europe's liberation had come, and it would be delivered by the greatest amphibious invasion in world history. Almost 160,000 American, British, and Canadian troops broke through the impregnable perimeter of Germany's fortress in the first phase of this invasion and ultimate liberation of the European continent. Imagine the logistical circus of organizing an invasion force of more than 6,000 ships and 1 million men. A massive undertaking beginning with a single day that would ultimately define the mission, D-Day. The unprecedented size and scope had never happened on such a scale in world history. What is most inspiring is that the Supreme Allied Commander, General Dwight Eisenhower, was prepared to accept full responsibility in victory or defeat. Imagine the pressure. But he went on, not in fear, but in faith, believing in the mission, the strategy, and most importantly, the men who were about to engage with a vicious enemy bent on swallowing the world in tyranny. Here is what Eisenhower said to the Allied forces under his command in the hours leading up to the invasion. Soldiers, sailors, airmen of the Allied expeditionary forces, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940 and 41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man-to-man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together in victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck. And let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking. Today, this applies to us. Only this time, America's greatest enemy is from within. It's the progressive ideology. Slavery is slavery, whether you're physically enslaved in chains and shackles, or whether you are intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually enslaved in those same shackles that hinder the spirit and prevent men or women from reaching their full potential. What we need now is bold, decisive leaders. But we must not look for someone else to lead. You and I ultimately must lead right where we are, right where we live. It isn't enough to rely on someone else for what you and I know to be the right pathway to ultimate freedom and liberty. You know what needs to be done. I know what needs to be done, and together we're going to do it. Americans have always sacrificed greatest when the stakes were highest. We must be prepared to do the same now. Are we willing to accept nothing less than victory? It is time for us to go to battle again in what may be another great and defining moment in American history. The battle for the heart and soul of our nation. I believe in you. I believe we will rise to this challenge, and we will be able to pave the way for America's next great century. I'm Tamara Kolbert from Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tamara Kolbert in Texas. Tune in for more Liberty and Legacy next week. And to learn about Convention of States, go to conventionofstates.com. Now our weekly commentary, Steel Resolve. Here's Sarah Steelman.
Thanks, Kevin. Can someone please explain why voter ID is a major issue on either side? I don't get it. Hillary proclaimed this week that Republicans are trying to suppress voter turnout simply because they want some kind of voter ID laws. When I think about the critical issues that are facing this nation today, neither voter suppression nor voter ID laws come to mind. But this is a typical Clinton-style tactic to propose sweeping changes to a non-existent problem. And furthermore, the discussion about how difficult it is to vote makes me sick. The left says people don't have enough time, or they have to stand in lines to register, or they have to take time off work to vote. They say it's just too hard. It's too much trouble. Are Americans really that soft and wimpy? Oh, come on, please. Thank goodness our soldiers who defend our country don't have that kind of attitude. Oh, it's just too hard today. Maybe next time. So while the integrity of our governmental institutions fail, the federal debt increases and people are overregulated and overtaxed, the Middle East is in chaos, ISIS is spreading terrorism, Putin is on the move, rest assured that the first major issue on Hillary's mind is voter suppression. After the country just voted for a two-term African-American president. Isn't there something wrong with this picture? This is Sarah Steelman for Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tune in again next week for another segment of Steel Resolve right here on the Palin Update. The Palin Update, including Liberty and Legacy and Steel Resolve, is on demand and available for download. So just head to mamagrizzlyradio.com, pick the show you want to hear, and you can listen anywhere, anytime. Well, that'll just about do it for this edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. Visit mamagrizzlyradio.com for continuing coverage of Governor Palin. Also, like Mama Grizzly Radio on Facebook and follow along on Twitter at Mama Grizz Radio, at Kevin Scholla, at Tamara Kolbert, at Sarah_Steelman, and at 3DSTS. And I'm doing some writing for Breitbart News. Go to Breitbart.com and search Kevin Scholla. I want to thank Sarah Steelman, Tamara Kolbert, and everyone here at Mama Grizzly Radio. Thanks to Shelby Smith, and thank you for listening today. A special thanks to our sponsor, 3D Security and Training Academy. Visit 3DSTA.com. The Palin Update is produced by Lena Anderson, the Andy L. Kramer, and Lorianne Lewis. Please be sure to join us again next time for another edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla. Have a pleasant day.